Happy Thursday, everybody. We're back with another edition of Spotlight on the Arts. I'm Carrie Seidman, and I'm here with Jay Handelman, the arts editor of the Herald-Tribune, and we have some summer arts offerings for you that are coming up this week. And Jay is going to kick it off with the continuation of the Sarasota Music Festival.
Well, actually, the beginning of it this week is this weekend. Yeah, we sort of teased to it last week, right. And this weekend it opens. There are 4 concerts. The major concert on Friday night is the performance of the Brandenburg Concerto, all 6 of them by Bach. They'll be done at the Opera House with the new music director, Jeffrey Kahane, conducting. And on Saturday night at the Opera House, they're having a concert with Jasmine Choi, who you got to interview.
Who I wrote about, right?
Considered one of the top flutists in the world, and I think you said some people think of all time. She
top
was
10 of history. She's been named.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
It is.
And she's
all of 33 or something like that.
And 13 or 14 years ago, she was a student at the music festival, so she's coming back. But their concerts begin Thursday and then go through Sunday and then continue through the 24th. So that's certainly, it's one of the major events for the summer, and we'll be talking about it in the next couple of weeks as well. But those are the 2 highlights this weekend, and it's a good opportunity for the audiences here to hear chamber music in the summer and to discover some new talent, because there are 60 or so young musicians, a lot of them college age.
Yeah, and if you think these are students, that's a different level of student. I spent the day there yesterday listening to some master classes, and these kids are phenomenal.
It's great.
Yeah.
So you want to check that out. You can get information at sarasotaorchestra.org, because the program is sponsored by the Sarasota Orchestra. And we've got a lot of theater going on this week.
We do. And I get to review a good bit of it because Jay's going out of town tomorrow. And the first one up is the Urbanite Theater is doing a play called Naming True. It's actually a world premiere of this play by Natalie, is it Simmons or Simons?
I think it's Simons.
Simons, who is from St. Petersburg and has actually performed in some of the Urbanite productions, or at least one of the Urbanite productions before.
Reborning, I think it was.
But the show's called Naming True, and it is about the unlikely meeting of a transgender teenager and a woman who has been homeless for most of her life. They meet in a Florida motel room. I'm not sure how they get there. But
hopefully you'll find out.
It is about the woman who was homeless is wanting to write her memoirs before she dies, and I think the teenager has some connection to a publishing company or a publishing house or something, and so that's the connection. But it's really less about it's not really about transgender issues. It's about wanting to preserve our stories and wanting to feel like maybe our stories live on after we are
kind of like
gone.
That NPR StoryCorps.
Yeah, one of my favorite things of all time on the radio. I love StoryCorps.
Well, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. So, and they actually did a nationwide search for a transgender actor to play the teenager Amy, and the actor's name is Alexis Jasmine.
Alexia, isn't it?
Is it Alexia? Sorry, Alexia Jasmine from Chicago, and Minka Wiltz is the name of the woman who plays Nell, who is the homeless woman. So it should be a very interesting discussion. I think they've had some previews this week, but it opens officially Friday night, and I will be there Saturday night.
That's great. And it's starting their new season. They're officially their 4th season. A couple of those seasons were very short, like 2 or 3 shows. But and the Oslo Repertory Theater on Friday night as well, where you're going to be Friday night in my absence, is ending its season with their latest family-friendly show, which is a new production of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, adapted from the book by Jules Verne about Captain Nemo. And Adventures Under the Sea, and with a message of sort of conservation and protection of the environment. But it's a multimedia thing. It's family friendly. It sort of follows last year's production of Hetty Feather, and this is a Canadian production that's been done a few times and was also done in New York at the New Victory Theater, where they focus on programs for young audiences. So that's opening Friday and running until July 1st.
And I know it starts at 7 7 p.m., which is also family-friendly and also friendly for tired people at the end of a work week.
It's only a problem if you want to go out to dinner first, but this way you can go out to dinner afterwards.
Right, exactly. And at the Ringling Museum, the Chinese artist and activist Ai Weiwei, they have just, I think, installed this week something called Circle of Animals Zodiac heads, which are these massive animal heads that were based on a fountain clock at an 18th century retreat outside of Beijing. Apparently there are 5 of these are replications, of course, but apparently 7 of the originals are still in existence. 5 of them were somehow destroyed or lost in skirmishes with French and British troops in the 1860s or something like that. But Ai Weiwei has imagined the missing ones and recreated them, and so those have been installed at the museum. They're on the grounds, which are open to anyone at any time, and they will be up for an entire year, so you have a long time to go take a look, but sounds like they would be really fascinating.
They're sort of in the back behind where the David statue is on the outside of the courtyard.
Oh, is that where they are?
By the Asian wing.
I wasn't aware of that.
And we figured that out because I wasn't sure if you had to pay to get in to see it, so you don't.
That's a lovely thing about the Ringling grounds, that you can go on them at any time.
Right.
I take advantage of that because it's such a beautiful space.
And there are a couple of shows coming to the Starlight Room, which has started, and there's actually going to be several over the summer. Beginning this week is a sort of a revised or reprise of Venus in Furs, which is a play by David Ives that won the Tony Award for Best Actress a few years ago. And it was done, I believe, last year at Venice Theater, directed by Kelly Woodland and starring Steve O'Day as a author-director trying to cast a difficult role in his new play, which is based on an old German novel. And Vera Samuels plays this actress who shows up at the last minute for an audition and turns the tables on this director and upends his life and makes a lot of commentary about power and sexual politics and all that. And it's going to be done for 2 weeks at the Starlight Room. So that's
did the Oslo do it a couple years ago?
The Oslo did do it.
Yeah, I think I remember doing it.
I saw it on Broadway. It's a bit of a challenge, but it's funny and surprising and a little twisted, which is always good.
Right.
So, and they have one other show at the Starlight that you're going to tell us about.
Yeah, also at the Starlight, Jan Wallace, who did a show called Shirley and Me at the Sarasolo Festival. Those are all one-person shows. That was in February. She's bringing back that show to the Starlight. It's about her and her relationship with Shirley Valentine, who was the subject of Willie Russell's 1986 play. I understand she's also been in that play several times.
Numerous productions of it.
And I think she's going to be in it again at the Players next year, in 2018. So obviously she has an ongoing relationship with Shirley Valentine, and she will be performing that on Friday night at the Starlight. And you can make reservations for dinner before or after, whatever. That's what's kind of nice about that venue.
Yeah, and they have some other things coming up this summer as well. That's what we have for you this week. Coming up on Sunday in the Herald-Tribune Arts section, got a preview of Sunday night's Tony Awards and sort of guessing or prognosticating about who and what might win. We have a look at one of the faculty members from the music festival, Alex Carr, who is going to be a soloist next weekend at the music festival. And Marty Fugate is reviewing an exhibit at Ringling College of the Sarasota chapter of the National League of American Pen Women, and some of the work that is on display there is a couple of dozen paintings. So we'll have that on Sunday, and you can read all about that in the newspaper or online. It's heraldtribune.com/arts. I will be away next week. I'm going out to the...
please tune in next week. I'm going to need the moral support. I'm going to try to get a guest to come on with me because I'm not too confident about doing it.
When you were away, I had to do it by myself here.
Yeah, well, some people are foolish, but...
Well, I'm heading out to San Francisco to the American Theater Critics Association annual conference.
Wonderful,
and
yeah.
I'm finally going to get to see Hamilton next week, so may not be Broadway, but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm going to
the
rub it
dig
in a little bit more. Anyway, Carrie will see you next week, and I'll be back soon.